Health anxiety and being sick or having the flu or being under the weather is basically a match made in hell. Can you relate? So many health anxiety sufferers, when they are under the weather, such as myself right now, they start to catastrophize, they start to dramatize the situation, and it leads them to a lot of franticness. So today I want to make a video on my experience now compared to years ago when I had health anxiety, and how different it is when you are under the weather and you are sick. So as you can hear from my voice, maybe you can hear from my voice, maybe you can't, but I'm not feeling 100% from the neck up, and very stuffy up here, throat, head, all that stuff. Even my ears are hurting. And years ago, if this was the case, I would go down that rabbit hole, and I would go for every supplement, every throat drop, every this, every that, every herb that I could get my hands on, and I would be so frantic in order to find a solution to get rid of this, because it used to scare me so much. It used to scare me into the fact that I would begin convincing myself, or the ego mind would start convincing me, that things were going to spiral into a very difficult and bad situation. So what's different about those days compared to now is I am so much better at allowing the symptoms that come with the flu to be there. And yes, I'm still drinking the teas, and yes, I'm still doing what's necessary to accommodate the healing process of my body. But the truth is, I'm no longer frantic, and one of the biggest reasons why I'm no longer frantic is because I actually see myself now as more of a spirit than a body. And this can feel very, very strange for someone to adopt this idea, yes. But it is necessary that you do adopt it, because the ego mind will convince you that you are a body and nothing else. And once the body deteriorates, then there is no longer a consciousness that goes along with you. And so this is a bit deeper down the road. However, this sort of understanding and meaning placed on who and what you really are will help you when you experience a flu or a sickness or something like that. Because we want to do whatever is necessary to leave that identification with anxiety and health anxiety. You know what I mean, identification, where we identify with being a health anxiety sufferer or an anxiety sufferer, and the moment our bodies start fighting some kind of an illness or a germ or a disease or whatever it is, because we identify with being an anxiety sufferer, we are making the process 100 times harder for the body to heal itself. Because not only are we physically fighting what it is we're dealing with, but we are mentally fighting with what it is we're dealing with. We are emotionally fighting with what it is we're dealing with. And we are not allowing the body and the naturistic environments that we spend time in to do the healing for us. And so this is so important for you, my friends. I wanted to make this video today because, in this state that I'm in right now, as you can hear, I'm very, very stuffy. It's so important that you understand that you have the option and you have this practice opportunity when you are affected by something physically. You have this opportunity to defy your ego mind that likes to dramatize everything, especially anything regarding your physical body. And if you can just allow yourself to see that you do have an option in terms of how you respond and deal with that thing that you're dealing with, then that's going to be so beneficial to you. And what's going to happen is you're actually going to heal yourself a lot quicker, because now there's two parts to you. There's an intention that says, yes, I would like to heal this, right? And please give me every opportunity to heal what it is I'm dealing with. But there's also an allowingness that wasn't there before. You are allowing whatever it is you're feeling to come up in any way that it needs to come up so that it can come out. But if you continue to suppress these things with constant, throat drops or, pharmaceuticals or whatever it is, and you're just going frantic, oh my God, I'm sick, especially for a health anxiety sufferer, then you are actually feeding into it more than you're helping it, because the state that you're in is in a negative vibration. It's in a negative consciousness. Yes, you have the courage to deal with this, but in order for you to really heal, you need to get up to that positive consciousness scale. And to get up to that positive consciousness scale, you have to allow what the body is dealing with to be there to some degree, right? So friends, I'm making this video to let you know that this is nothing more than a practice opportunity, and that's what how I'm treating it right now while I make this video for you. I'm not feeling 100%, but the truth is, I don't need to have my health be 100% perfect in order for me to feel healthy. This is important for you to understand. If there is a soreness in your joints, if there is something going on with you, just because that's going on doesn't mean you're unhealthy, right? So stop shooting for perfection and stop trying to make every part of you perfect and aligned with how you want it to be, because if you continue to shoot for this level of control and certainty, then it's just going to feed into your anxiety and health anxiety. So this is an opportunity for you to give up a certain degree of control. This is an opportunity for you to embrace the unknown just a little bit more, so that you can in the future step out of your comfort zones without having been pulled back by the anxiety or health anxiety identity. Health anxiety is mainly this attachment, right? It's an attachment. It really is an attachment. And when we start to detach from those habits that we feel help us, for example, let me give you a habit with health anxiety, constantly checking in with your symptoms, right? Always checking in, touching your body, feeling this body, making sure that this part of your body is secure and strong, and checking to see if there's moles or whatever is going on, checking in regards to your health anxiety symptoms. The process of checking makes you feel like you are safe, okay? And so you feel like the more I check, the safer I am, because now you feel like you have this shield that protects you from any kind of physical illness. This is a trick by the ego mind to keep you in a state of fear. Remember, fear is a negative vibration that has a lot of energy. So you need to really understand, where are these ideas and feelings coming from? If they're coming from the ego mind, I no longer am led by that, because I no longer want to be led by my past or an identity that doesn't suit me today, right? So checking your symptoms, as much as it makes you feel safe and is pushed forward by the ego mind to make you believe that you are safe from a physical illness, is actually just keeping you in anxiety for longer periods than you need to be, right? You gotta understand this. However, there's also the opposing part, which we know well as being your higher self or higher power. And your higher self and higher power have this like 1% voice, because the ego mind is so loud. And it's very, very subtle. And when it does show up, we shun it because we want to stay protected. We want to stay in familiarity, at least the ego mind does. And we're falling for its tricks. The ego mind has a lot of tricks. And the truth is that when you are sick, or when you're not feeling well, then the ego mind looks at that as an opportunity to keep you even deeper in anxiety as an identity. So you need to understand how opportunistic the ego mind becomes when you're not feeling 100% or when you're caught up in something, okay? These are the definitions of your anxiety. These are the root causes of your anxiety that you continue to perpetuate, because you continue to be led by the ideas of the ego mind rather than defying it from moment to moment as you go about your day and saying, you know what, I'm going to treat this differently. You know what, I'm going to perceive this differently. You know what, I'm going to see things differently today. And you need to understand that this doesn't happen overnight. There needs to be a consistent process. There needs to be a compounding effect. But every single time you defy the orders of the ego mind that say, oh my God, this sickness could lead to something catastrophic, you better take some frantic action. The moment you defy that and sometimes even sit back and watch some of the symptoms of what it is you're dealing with, then the ego mind is very threatened by that, right? And feels like it's losing its grip over you and control over you. And when this happens, it's gonna fight even harder to keep you in anxiety. And this is the time when you want to stay on the path. Just understand that the path that feels different is the path that you must undertake. Right? So if it feels different, if the instructions are different, if it makes you feel unsafe to some degree, then most likely that is the voice of your higher self, and that is the path that you must choose. My friends, I hope this video helped you, and I hope that I'm going to feel a little better moving forward, but I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and keep going, and always remember that you are more than anxiety. Please subscribe to this channel and share this video in a group or with someone who needs it. It would mean so much to me. Bye-bye, my friends.